We start with overnight news. One man in the hospital right now after getting shot in Albuquerque's South Valley. In fact, Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies tell us that man may have been trying to break into a home on Southfort Southwest. It's near 2nd Street, a couple miles south of Rio Bravo. Deputies got the call that the man had been shot about 12:25 this morning. He was rushed to UNMH, where he is in critical but stable condition. Deputies are talking with the folks at the home and still trying to find out exactly what happened there.
2 preschool teachers in Albuquerque are now on leave as social workers investigate how 3 toddlers managed to wander away from their daycare this week. We're told the kids are as young as 2 or 3 years old. One of the kids got at least a block away from Evangel Academy on Montgomery on Monday. The church's pastor tells us the 2 other kids were found on school grounds. Now, none of the children were hurt, but now CYFD is investigated to find out how this all happened. The top judge in Bernalillo County is now trying to see if he has the power to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate the district attorney.
This is after Chief District Court Judge Ted Baca met with the head of a community group yesterday. The executive director of Vecinos United, Andres Valdez, says that Carrie Brandenburg broke jury tampering laws in grand jury cases about police shootings. Mr. Valdez says that Ms. Brandenburg did not give the juries all the laws in the cases.
Criminal charges should be filed against Carrie Brandenburg for doing what she did.
All right, but Ms. Brandenburg disagrees. She says, yes, she did give grand juries all the laws. In fact, she gave them a book with them, and she calls all of this absurd.
You need probable cause. And as far as I know, he has absolutely no evidence. He slandered the office, me, the courts, grand jurors, and where's the evidence?
All right, we'll let you know where Vecinos United's complaint goes from here. All right, Archbishop Michael Sheehan is scheduled to visit Albuquerque St. Jude Thaddeus Catholic Church today, his first public visit to the church since 3 people were stabbed there during a mass on Sunday.
Meanwhile, we're told that the suspect's mental health could play a big role in his defense. Lawrence Kapner is accused of stabbing 3 people and injuring a 4th at the end of Mass on Sunday. He told police that the choir director was his intended target because he said he was sure that the director was a Mason, that according to the suspect. Now, the Albuquerque criminal defense lawyer says an insanity defense could come into play. If that happens, he could be acquitted of criminal charges and then face court-ordered mental health treatment.
If the individual is dangerous or not will make a huge factor, whether they can be treated to competency or not, or whether they're dangerous. And all of these issues are explored throughout the process of bringing the case to trial.
Havener is charged with 3 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Any issues of mental health could be brought up at his next hearing. 3 former altar boys are suing the Archdiocese of Santa Fe after they say they were abused by Father Michael O'Brien back in the 1980s. The men claim O'Brien gave them alcohol, which eventually led to sexual abuse. They say it happened dozens of times at churches in Cuesta, Taos, and Las Vegas. They claim once the allegations would surface at a parish, O'Brien would just be reassigned. Earlier this month, another former altar boy sued under the same allegations. Father O'Brien, by the way, died about 20 years ago.
If you live in Bernalillo County, there's a good chance your home's appraisal is going in the mail today, and there's a good chance it'll show your property taxes are going up. A lot of people are wondering why property taxes keep going up, even though the value of homes keeps going down. For instance, the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors says the average selling price for a home here has dropped 15% in the last 5 years, from $243,000 down to $204,000. So the question, why are home values and property taxes still going up?
They're substantially underassessed compared with the actual market. Even though that market has been dropping in recent years, at this point they're still under that current market value.
The state law says assessors can raise a home's value by just 3% a year, so basically the county is still playing catch-up to that housing boom from the early 2000s. Now, if you're struggling to pay your home's mortgage, much less the taxes, then pay attention to this.
Yeah, you can get some free legal help today that could help you stay in your home. Our News 13's David Romero is live in downtown in front of District Court with more. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, the best part of this clinic is that the legal advice and the attorney time, they're both free, and for good reason. Of course, according to organizers, they say that many people unfortunately choose to ignore when a foreclosure notice comes to their doorstep, which can aggravate the situation if they try and save the home later on. Attorneys with the volunteer program in Bernalillo County say banks are helping homeowners find possible solutions, which may include loan modifications to make sure they can find a way to pay that mortgage.
If you're, in the unfortunate situation where you either received a notice of a potential foreclosure or you're facing a foreclosure, then these lawyers can help you try to, work your way through the legal system.
If for some reason you can't make it out today, don't worry, because this clinic is held on the first Wednesday of every month here at District Court, where you can meet with those attorneys, of course, for that free advice. And they say if you're going to be coming out, make sure you bring all the paperwork associated with your home and with any foreclosure notices that you've received. That way, they can help you go over it. Elizabeth, back to you.
Very good advice, David. Thank you. By the way, everyone will be seen on a first-come, first-served basis. It is a good idea to get to the clinic as early as possible. It is on the third floor conference room of District Court, and it runs again from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
The buyout battle between UNM and Steve Alford has taken a very strange turn, because get this, UNM now says it owes the coach a huge chunk of change. The school says Coach Alford had to give 30 days notice before he quit to go to UCLA, so UNM wants to pay him that month's salary plus incentives. All told, it could be $250,000. At the same time, UNM says that 30 days carried Alford to his new contract, which means he owes the school $1 million for the buyout, a difference of about $750,000. But Alford says no way. He's going to pay the buyout from his old contract, $200,000. He doesn't want that months of pay. Either way, Alford was supposed to pay up by last Monday. He didn't, so now the whole thing could go into arbitration any day. Well, later today, we should get a better look at how the money situation looks for your kids' schools. The Albuquerque School Board is going to be talking about next year's budget this afternoon, and that could bring about some drastic changes because the district has lost almost $100 million in the last 3 years. Last month, Superintendent Winston Brooks told us if APS does not get a lot more money, and soon, it might have to make some big changes, including closing some schools that are not full, making them magnet schools, or leasing them to charter schools.